qualifications?
I was 41.
Yeah. And where did you go?
Sorry?
Where did you teach?
I taught in
Princess Road?
Princess Road, Moss Side, and quite close to Manchester City.
Yeah. Okay, and what was it like there in Moss Side at the time?
It wasn't very good to be there. It was quite a bad time there was a lot of drugs being sold and bought. It was also a lot of crime. In fact, I think it was once known as Gunchester.
Gunchester.
Yeah.
There were lots of stabbings and shootings and drug dealing.
Yeah, and a lot of the mothers who didn't have husbands quite often, they worked as prostitutes.
Yeah, so it's a really bad area.
It was, but...
And you stayed there how long?
19 years.
So what made you stay in an environment like that?
Well, I just felt as though I was useful there, because a lot of the very small ones, which I started with, 3 to 5, they needed somebody they could relate to and trust, and the mothers used to. They did their best, but that was the way they used to raise money that way, and the clients were very important. And in fact, one little boy, I remember, I sent my nursery nurse to pick him up. He'd got mumps. And she took him home, and the mother wouldn't let her in. So
what, with the child?
Yeah, but she said
she had a client. Or?
Yeah, well, she said, I'm expecting a client. I can't have him, she said. Oh dear me! But anyway, she was very good. The nursery nurse. She said, he's got to stay. He can't come to school by law
because he had mumps.
Yeah, and so she very reluctantly took him in, and he was such a lovely little boy. He looked like a mini the boxer, Muhammad
Ali.
But he was Clay then.
Clay.
Yeah.
What was his first name? Something Clay.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Cassius Clay.
Cassius Clay.
Yeah.
Yes, it was Cassius Clay, and he was just like him, but tiny, a little boy. I think he was 4, nearly 5. Yeah.
So did you feel safe when you were going to and from school with that sort of environment? And were you ever followed?
I used to go on the bus at first, and I went different ways. Eventually, we had a car, and I could go by car, and that was when I was teaching 7-year-olds. Towards the middle or the end of my teaching there.
So were you ever stopped at the bus stop, or when you were walking?
I wasn't stopped, but I was a bit not terrorised. Obviously, I'm not that sort of person, but I was looked at. Sort of, who's this?
It was confronting.
Yeah, I was a bit confronting. It was, yeah. But I just sort of looked at them and turned away, and they went. I didn't have any bother. But.
It would have been a bit scary.
It was a bit scary.
Especially as you were wearing miniskirts.
Yeah, and sometimes it was tops and not trousers. I never wore trousers, but it was a flowery dress. No, it wasn't scary, really. It was just, I was glad to get away.
Yeah, I bet you were. Yeah, and you stayed there 19 years.
I was glad when the bus came.
Yeah. So now you said that your headmistress, the principal, encouraged you to wear short skirts.
The second one did, yes.
What was the
because
reason?
the first one, very first one was ready for retirement,
Yeah.
and the second one was
Mrs. Bell.
Mrs. Bell.
Yeah.
She was very she was strict, and she used to say, whatever I ask you to do, I will do myself.
So she wore mini skirts.
No, she didn't. No, she wore nice clothes.
Yeah.
But more career type clothes.
Professional.
Yeah. She had a very good head. Yeah, she was. Headmistress, she was. Yeah.
Now, the discipline then with the kids was quite different to what it is now.
Oh, yes.
Can you describe some of the ways that you were able to manage the classroom?
It was just that I let it know right from the beginning, this is what we are doing. Yeah, this is what we do. And some of these 7-year-olds, when I was teaching 3 and 4-year-olds, were very, very badly behaved. They were damaged, really. Yeah. But one in particular, I remember, he used to cut. They used to bring him to the nursery, and I had a naughty chair, and they'd sort of drag him in, and then I'd say, sit on the naughty chair, and he'd sit there scowling, and just watch how the little ones will show you how to behave. And he'd sit there scowling, and then he'd sort of sit there looking a bit fed up, and then one of the little ones would come up and say, I think Winton's good now. So I said, well, if he behaves himself, he can go back to his classroom, but he's not going back until he promises. So he'd twitch her, and I'd say, do you want to go back to your class now? And he'd say,
What about, was that the same naughty boy, or was it other naughty boys from the higher classes that used to come in? And
yes.
You used to put them in the cupboard.
I used to take them into the stock cupboard. But this is what we were taught, remove the audience.
Yeah.
So we used to go in the stock cupboard. First thing, remove his shoes before you go in. And he'd be kicking and banging. And the headmistress said once to her later, he kicked me. She said, none of my staff have not been kicked. So, that's it. But and I'd just hold him tight, and he'd be wriggling. I restrained him because there were big shelves and cupboards and things to bang into. So I just hold him, and I didn't squeeze or anything. I just held him, and after a while, it just hug me and start
crying.
Not crying, but sort of,
Yeah. So he calmed down.
He'd calm down, yeah. And he knew it was no use. I wasn't going to let go. I wasn't going to, I could say, if I let go, you're going to hurt yourself on something in the cupboards. So he gradually calmed, and that was the way I was taught.
Yeah. So what's your impression of discipline in schools these days?
Oh, dear me, I feel sorry for the teachers.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for the children, because if a child fell or was hurt or was upset, you would pick them up and put them on your knee and just calm them down. But you can't do that now. You can't touch a child.
Which is ridiculous.
Poor things, yeah. There's not any loving now. Doesn't seem to be. And the more I hear and the more I learn about teaching these days, I think, I don't know how they do it.
No.
And also, you've got to do so much writing. I used to write notes, and I knew all the children. And every time they went to another higher class, I used to give a very big write-up about them, but it was handwritten.
Yeah.
And it was, and I used to put little hints in. I'd say, not always aware of the needs of others, which meant he's a naughty.
Yeah.
But it can't watch him. But it doesn't sort of make it sound as though he's aggressive. And that was the way we used to do it. And they used to like my notes. My records. They used to say, "Oh yes, I can tell these are Hazel's notes."
Now, school dinners, the kids used to get free school dinner.
Oh, they did, yes.
And as you said,
sometimes it's the only
meal
hot meal they had.
Yeah.
But we had to sit with the children, 8 to a table, and we had to eat with them and show them how to behave at the table. And of course, they were all very well behaved because I was there. And we used to pass food round, and I used to say, if you take it, you eat it. So that one of them was greedy and started shoving. I said, if you take it, you eat it. So when everybody had gone out to play, he was still there trying to stuff this food down. He didn't do it again.
Yeah. So what were the demographics of the school? What type of student or pupils did you have? Where were they from?
Oh, very mixed. We had a majority of them were West Indians. Probably on the first people that came. Some of the dads got bus driver jobs, but mostly they didn't have jobs. But they were very happy people, very jolly, and they respected you as well. And they would ask your advice, and it was you were connected with the parent as well as the child.
And they didn't try and sue you or complain about.
No,
you never felt threatened by a parent.
Oh no.
Right.
But I loved the teaching because the majority were West Indians. The first boat over. And they were boisterous and very happy, a bit naughty sometimes, but I loved them all. And then we started getting some Asians ones, and Egyptians and Chinese, and I had quite a mixture. And I never had more than 3 white faces in my class of 30, ever.
So you had a really happy time teaching.
I had a happy time
you loved
teaching.
It. So what was the catalyst for you leaving?
Oh, computers, of course.
Yeah, okay.
We had 6 lessons at different schools.
On how to use a computer.
How to use a computer. The first one, how to switch on, and second one was a bit more advanced. And by the time it came to the 6th, we were making programs. And of course, you had to have homework. Now, my husband, Jim, he hated anything new coming. He didn't like anything foreign coming. Nothing that he couldn't understand. And so I had no help at home. And I thought, this isn't me. It was changing. And I thought, no, I've done my best. I hope I've made some impression, which I think I did. And I thought, it's time for me to go. In a 12 months' time, these children will be trying to teach me. I can't do that. I can't lose the respect. So I just decided.